What's up, y'all? We back. We back. We ain't gonna do the meditation, yo. Oh, my stomach is growling. We ain't gonna do the meditation. I know y'all look like, why do I got this studio and all that stuff? Yo, I'm about to get my hair done, but I had to get this message out, bro. Y'all know how I feel about that, bro. So, my experiences. Don't we love them, man? Don't we love them, bruh? So, look. I had a ping pong moment again. You know what I'm saying? So, I've been witnessing a lot of stuff. I've been constantly playing out stuff, constantly going in these cycles. Like every episode that I've been doing has been important. I'm not gonna lie. Leading up to this moment, and plus many more. And I tell y'all, as I'm speaking, I'm teaching. I mean, as I'm speaking, I'm teaching and I'm learning as well. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of stuff may constantly evolve and change as I speak on spirituality and the things that I constantly keep running into and figuring out what resonates with me and my experience and what's going to help me evolve with my soul or my human as my human self. You know what I'm saying? So, with all that being said, bro, again, today I had an experience and I had to sit down and I don't know if y'all hear my stomach, but excuse me. I had to sit down and I had to have an aha moment. Y'all, I keep having these aha moments, right? This is my experiences within myself. I'm not sharing them for anybody to, you feel me? It's just, if you resonate, you resonate. If you feel it, you feel it, right? So, something just had an aha, right? And emotions, right? Of course, in my episodes and all that stuff, I speak on how, you know, if somebody do something to you, you don't have to react in that way. And these are things that I know, and these are things that I have to resurface and constantly learn within this time. Purify, right? All these things got to come up to the surface. So I'm noticing that. I'm noticing the cycles. I'm noticing the things that's happening, the things that constantly keep playing out, right? And the things that I'm saying, like, okay, like I say on my other episodes or whatever, like, okay, if this don't feel right to me, then I don't want to do this, you know? Or I don't have to react that way because I don't like the way I feel. Or if I do this, it's not going to make me feel good, you know? Then that comes to knowing thyself. What that comes into, like, dang, okay, now I know some more about me and what I want to do for myself, right? It all ties into one, right? So emotions, that was a big thing for me, right? Currently, I've been having, not noticing this, but noticing it. I've been noticing the cycle, but I just couldn't like get down to the nitty-gritty as to what really. Like it was constantly certain lessons that I had to learn, okay? And I constantly came on here and showed it, right? But then it was to the point where I was coming on here and I was like, boo-hooing and stuff, you know, and I was just like, but I still put it on there. And it just made me think like, right? So I get to thinking. And the things that I was saying on suppressing your emotions and things of that sort, right? So I look back on my experience and I notice and I say, dang, you know, I really did suppress a lot. I didn't really cry or really vent, or it wasn't nobody to hug or, you know, maybe I vented, and when I was to vent, like, they wasn't really listening. They really didn't understand where I was coming from. You know what I'm saying? But then it's just like, now looking at it, like, everybody got their own problems. So then you look at that, right? But like me, pure-heartedly, like, even if I knew people had their problems, I had my problems, I still will wholeheartedly listen and interact and, like, share. And you feel me? That, right? But nobody never really gave that to me, right? So then it was just like, all that was suppressed. And I found myself during this whole time, like I say, I was coming on here boo-hooing and all that stuff. And I'm like, dang, I've never in a million years thought I would do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, oh, so all that is just like hitting the surface for real. And I do my spiritual, like I'm really like tied into with this. So it's not like this is just like something I'm just making up out of nowhere. Like I've been experiencing this, right? It was to the point where I've been at the lowest. And when you at the lowest of your emotions or the chakras, that's where chakras and your energy and all that come in, right? It ties in, right? So I've been at that point where, okay, now that I look at it, okay, I was in that lower frequency. So when I suppressed them emotions, and when I couldn't release them the way I wanted to, the way I released them, it was more so off of anger, right? But that's just because I was just suppressing a lot, and I just didn't know where to direct that energy. I didn't know so much about all that I know, all that I'm continuing to know, find out, whatever, discover, rediscover. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I looked at that and I'm just like, okay. It was a time where I had stopped. Like I felt like, okay, I knew how to handle the situation, my life, spirituality, whatever the case may be. I know how to handle it now. So it came a time where I was just like I say, I just was like in the physical world, and I really wasn't like no more so much within myself, right? If that makes sense. I'm trying to speak on a surface level. So that took me back to this. On some, oh, you thought you knew something. You feel me? And now it's just like I can laugh because like the interactions and the things that's happening to me, bro, like it's just funny because this is all a lesson on self-control and self-control on your emotions, right? Because then you start to not act out, and then you start to realize like, all right, I know what I want to direct my energy to, because emotions take a lot of your energy as well. So it's just kind of coming full circle to me as to why these things are happening, bro. Why am I on YouTube expressing these things? Because I really felt as if somebody could resonate and I could help somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't aware, then you just like, you just out here really like playing a victim. Oh my God. Do y'all hear me, bro? If you're not aware, you just out here playing a victim to yourself or to the world. Yo, seriously though, on a serious note. So now, like I say, like I've been looking back, I've been constantly just, okay, why? You know, on some why is this happening, so I can like maneuver myself or take my step to the next level on the situation. Like, what's next? You know? And I feel like that's a big purpose and a part of life as well. That's my point. To evolve. Keep moving forward. Knowing how to control what's within you so that you can control your outer. It just all, it all ties, man. Trying to make as much sense as possible to you guys. You know, am I missing anything? In the times of where I had to go through these emotions and stuff, that is where my creativity comes from. Like, oh my gosh, y'all. If y'all would just like, that is where the creativity comes from. Just like how I had to go through these experiences, and I'm using these experiences to create my podcast episodes, yo. That's why you gotta change your perspective on the things that's going on. I try so hard, you know, but I'm not perfect. I'm not. But I discovered something today I'm not gonna speak on, but man, if I'm gonna just ease on to the episodes as I go, because I'm processing, I'm learning. I kind of want to dish it out. Because, you know, the memory just sometimes, you know, fades away. Say no, but for real, man, like, I'm really unlocking just my experience. Not even just not even spirituality, not even religion, not even, like, I'm just really, like, decking out my experience. And I feel like we all share the same experience, but in our own experience, in our own way. Like, man. But yeah, if you've followed me for a long time and all that stuff, you've seen, I don't know, I ain't trying to, you know, dig up the past or whatever, but it happened, you know? That's why I'm so, like, fine within the things that's going on, because, like, what's to hide? Like, it's a part of me, bro. Even if it was and I had to shed that part of me, what's to hide? Right? I could throw it in my own face. But if you was to follow me for a very long time, you would see, like, the emotions all through my social media and stuff, bro. And me not realizing that that was my outlet was crazy. Then I found another outlet, right, that came to rap. But then, man, I ain't gonna speak too much on me, but it's the fact that I'm aware of the things that I'm doing, and I'm glad that I'm not waiting until I'm, like, freaking old to realize my doings, my rights, my wrongs, my lessons, my blessings. But hey, I just love experiencing. I mean, sharing these experiences and letting this ride with no regrets. I thought about deleting my little crybaby videos and stuff, but it's just like, man, we all crying. All that. So it's just like, express yourself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, these things can constantly gain or lose or be kept. It is what it is. That's the importance of awareness. The things I keep repeating. The things that keep tying and connecting like a spider web. I know it may be like, so like, but when you finally just stop and think and breathe in that realization of the matter of fact of what is really going on, clear vision, mind blown. So yeah. say leaving this, figure out, stop pointing a finger at other people. Figure out yourself first. Figure out all it is within yourself. Look back as if you can. Let it go. You know, don't suppress. It's a difference between suppressing and letting go and forgiving and letting go. Like, really, like, you know? Yeah, because it start with you, man. It do. So, Michael Jackson, look in the mirror, change it. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but I'm trying to make sure I got everything out with this episode, y'all. Emotions are literally freaking temporary, bro. Emotions are supposed to be felt in a way. It's a direction as well. But it's a way that you set your boundary on your emotion. And if you feel it, then that directs you to say, okay, whatever made me feel this way, I want to continue doing it. Or whatever made me feel this way, I don't want to continue doing it. Or is it something within you that just makes you feel a way towards something or someone else? It's a lot. But if you go through it, it'll be so, like, refreshing. It's so, like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm gonna end it right here. Make sure y'all, like, y'all see the skin and all that stuff popping. Like, don't play with it, bro. Like, I know my hair ain't done, but you feel me? Like, it's there. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment, make sure y'all subscribe, and make sure y'all come back, because I will be here. Who knows what's gonna happen next, okay?